Hey guys, this is Brandon at the Edge Pro, and today we're going to talk about the Oster. The one I have here in my hand is called the Eon. Otherwise, this could also be called the Oster Juice, as the animal version of this. Ironically, I actually have an animal blade on this Oster barber clipper, but it's going to work for us today. What we're going to be talking about is taking apart and putting back together this blade. This clipper is, there are no parts available for it. It is what it is. You get it. It's a pretty nice clipper. It does have good strength to it, but not having parts available can be a tough situation. But the blades are sharpenable, and we can buy new blades, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. So this one, the sizes, it cycles through the sizes by twisting this knob here in the middle, and so that's kind of a different feature from other clippers that we've seen, where the adjustment is somewhere back here on the blade. This one's right here. And then on this longest size, we can see this picture right here of this blade, and that is the position we have to be in to be able to have the blade come on or to come off of the clipper. So first thing we do is we move it to this side, and then like the other blades, if you just push with your thumbs here on the teeth, it'll come off just like that. This one does have a little cap right here that sometimes will come off in that same way. This one came loose just a little bit on me, but there, like that. And so if it comes off, it's kind of like the battery pack on or the battery cover on a remote control. Just slide it back on, you're good to go. If we look in here, the blade attaches basically the same way as the other clippers do, but because the mechanism is down within the clipper instead of being on the blade, that's why it has to be in that one setting to be able to put the blade on and take it off. Otherwise, that's the clipper. There's not really anything we can do to or for that clipper. It just is what it is. Now for the blade, to take it apart, it starts where some of these other blades have started. We're just going to start by taking out the screws. All right, so we've got the screws out, and then we're just going to release the pressure on this blade, and the comb blade comes right off. So very, very similar to other blades like the Andis Pulse Li5 or the Wall Arco and Bravura blades. Very similar in that step. This is where everything is different. A couple pieces that I want you to be able to see here up close is right here. Do you see that metal bar that's going horizontal there? That's going to be important for us to be able to notice that here in a second. Just like the other blades that we've worked with, those springs come down and hook into the cutter. So the first thing we're going to do is take those springs out of the cutter. So that spring's out, and I'm just set it right to the side of the hole. It doesn't need to be in the hole right now. And same thing on that side. So now both springs are free. So the next thing we're going to do is, if I hold it here, watch this back part of this blade. See how it pivots up like that? It's down in there, and then we can pivot it up. So what we do is we pivot, sorry, I lost the camera there. There we are. So we pivot it up like that, and a lot of times I'll slide my finger right underneath it like that so that we can hold it in the pivoted up position. Because now what we're going to do is, let's see here, there. You see the side of that bar that I was talking about right over here sticking out? What we have to do is we have to slide the cutter to one side like that to be able to unhook. Let's see if you can see this here. Those hooks like that. So it's up in there and it comes out. And then we slide it to the other side and pull it out. And I'll give you a closer look of what that hook looks like. And then once you pull your finger out of the back of this, it just springs back to the position it's supposed to be in. So my finger was there holding it, pull your finger out of the back, springs back to where it's supposed to be. Here's those hooks I was talking about. So right in here, that's one of them, and then the other one is right there. There you go. You can see it if I put my hand behind it. That hole right there is what that post goes through. So to rewind the video, we're going to do the same thing to put it back together, just backwards. First thing we're going to do, pivot the arm up, put our finger in there to hold it in place. Then we have to take this part right here that sticks up. If we look at it that way, that part needs to go inside of this. So we stick it inside like that. But the springs have to be on that side of it. So that right, so that right there is what we're looking for. Springs are on the top side here. That tall piece is going through that hole, and now we can worry about getting the bar onto the cutter. And so it works the best if we just focus on one side first. So I'm going to focus on this side first, pull it into that little slot, and then pull it over this direction towards me, and then pull the other side in, and then take and center it. Once it's centered, I can take my finger that now has no more blood flow in it out of the back, and now it gets a lot easier from here. Next thing we want to do is make sure that the springs are in the hole like they're supposed to be. One went right where it was supposed to go. This one I just need to move over. You can do it with your finger usually. And there you have it. Everything's together. All we need to do, we don't have to worry about an adjustment lever on this blade because it's on the clipper. So all we have to do is put the comb on, and then we'll put our screws back in. Alrighty, so we got our screws back in here. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back on the clipper. We're gonna make sure we're in the clipper size right there. And then that tongue just drops down into the bottom down there. You see it right there a little better. And then snap it up against the clipper. First thing we'll do, turn it on, make sure it sounds right, and then we're also going to adjust to our shortest setting and make sure that we have a setback here between the tips of the teeth of the comb and the tips of the teeth of the cutter, showing us that we have a safe blade, which is important there. We're good to go. Thank you so much for staying with me and watching this video. Hope you find this helpful. Feel free to hit the thumbs up button. Leave us a comment if you have any questions, or just let us know that you appreciate what we're doing here. We appreciate putting content on here, so thank you.